Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car, today with the new Mercedes A-Class. I know A-Class is not a really new car, but this is a new version because a year after the launch it just got an add-on, a separate trunk. So for the first time ever the A-Class is also built as a sedan. If you want to know how this car feels, what it can handle and how it drives, join me on my test drive and I'll tell you more about it. Driving the A-Class sedan does not make any difference to the A-Class hatchback. So a little less sporty and aggressive than a BMW, a bit more comfortable than an Audi, and overall a bit more agile than a C-Class or a C-Class Coupe. Not a surprise that there are no differences, since A-Class hatchback and H-Class sedan are sharing the same platform and the same power drains. Talking about engines, in China you will get a 1.3 liter four-cylinder with cylinder deactivation delivering 163 or 136 horsepower, and you will get a 2 liter four-cylinder with 190 horsepower in the flagship model. Rest of the world will skip the 136 horsepower and add a 220 horsepower version in the A250. And for sure they will be the one or the other diesel. What's not on the plan is an alternative powertrain. So no hybrid, no plug-in hybrid. But soon there's gonna be an EQA, a fully electric compact car from Mercedes. If you look at it from the front, you see A-Class stays A-Class, but the silhouette is totally different because the car is longer and it's got the three-box design of a classical limousine. And Mercedes is not only building one A-Class sedan, no, they're building two. Europe and the US will get the standard version, 4.55 m in length. China will get an extended wheelbase, 6 centimeters more, gets the car to 4.61 m. Almost as big as the old C-Class. But it's not only the length that changed. Mercedes also really worked on the slim shape and they gave it a really low drag coefficient. In fact, it's the lowest drag coefficient on a serial production car at the moment. So it will be very quiet and it will be very efficient. Since Mercedes is attracting a younger audience with the A-Class, they've done quite a few interesting design tricks to make the car more fancy, especially the ambient lighting that is changing its colors like in a discotheque. We have pink, we have some violet, we have red and we have blue, and it's changing. You can adjust it if you want to, or you can just use the flow of the system and have a really fancy atmosphere. For sure, especially during the nighttime, this car looks like a discotheque on wheel, but also during daytimes it enhances the cockpit and gives you a nice and chill, relaxed mood. For me, the highlight in the new A-Class is still the MBUX user interface, which is standard also at the sedan. It does not only look amazing, it is also working very well. I have finally a touchscreen, and I have the speech recognition system like the Siri of Apple or the Alexa of Amazon. So I just say, "Hey Mercedes," and the car wakes up and asks how it can help me. Drive me to home. So it's checking.
What can I do for you?
Drive me to McDonald's. And it's easy done.
Please select an entry. The route is being calculated.
And it's easy done without any hassle. Another nice feature
at the end of the road.
Another nice feature you can see here, it's the augmented reality. Mercedes is not only showing the map, no, they are showing a video of the scene you see, and they add some navigation marks, street signs, destination arrows, all that stuff. Really makes driving more easy and more relaxed. I think that's really the future of infotainment in the car. Sitting on the back seat of the A-Class sedan is surprisingly comfortable. You may not expect miracles, we're still talking about a compact car, but if people in the first row are polite and not lounging too much in their chairs, you could easily stand an hour or two, already in the standard version with its 2 meters 73 centimeters of wheelbase. And imagining the 6 centimeters more that the Chinese version will get, it's really a comfortable four-seater. Maybe not for 5 people, because it's going to get pretty narrow around the shoulders and you're going to get very touchy with your neighbor. But 4 people in the Chinese version, easygoing, in the rest of the world, at least for a short distance, well possible. Biggest difference to the hatchback, obviously the trunk. It's not only separated, it's also bigger. 420 liters, 50 liters more than in the 5-door model, and big enough to hold a really, really big Rimowa suitcase. So if you want to go travel, if you want to go in holidays, this car should be suitable. And you can fold down the rear seat in 3 parts, and you can also fold down the center console so you can load long stuff and still have 2 people sitting in the back. Thank you for joining me on that first test drive with the new Mercedes A-Class Sedan, a car that could really fit into the segment, competing against Audi A3 Sedan, BMW 2 Series and all the other premium 4-door compact cars. But there is one tiny problem. What about the Mercedes CLA? So if A-Class will have a happy end, I guess times for the CLA will be a bit more difficult in the near future. Nevertheless, Mercedes is planning on a new CLA coming early 2019, being more luxurious, more sporty and more design driven. So at the end, the benefit is at the customers, because they just have more choice than ever. Thank you, tschüsschen and bye bye.